when it comes to military operation, outcomes are more important than losses? That's my first question. How do we decode this for our viewers? Not losses, but outcomes.
See, for a military commander, what is important is achieving the politico-military objectives and end state. And the politico-military objectives and end state of Operation Sindoor was categorical. It was clear to raise the cost and consequences of Pakistan terror and to carry out punitive and preemptive operations. That is punitive on account of the Pahalgam terror attack and preemptive by targeting the terror camps. At the same time, it is important for India to ensure escalation control and women on top. So, if you look at the operation, we have achieved the political end state and the military objectives. And as a student of warfare and student of military history, world over, they will be studying this operation for its precision, for its sharp execution, and for its swift culmination of aims. Now, let me also give you two more things on this. What Anil Chauhan, the CDS, said, he's a very experienced soldier. He's been an army commander, he's been a co-commander in the Director General Military Operations. Granted to him. You see, when you talk of principles of war, two major principles of war are selection and maintenance of aim. Right? And the second is surprise. In this particular case, you look at it, selection maintenance of aim was achieved right from the word go till cessation of hostilities, though temporary. And surprise. From 23rd April, after Pahalgam was clear that India will strike Pakistan. And the Prime Minister said so in Bihar. Right? So we had no strategic surprise, we had no operational surprise, and no tactical surprise. And when the surprise is not there, the adversary is totally prepared. There will be losses, and losses should be accepted. We'll have to accept it because there will be losses. In any war, there will be losses. But the point still remains, how do you measure success? By the achievement of the political end state and the military objectives, which I think was done in a very big way. Now, if you look at it, everybody is talking about losses. Losses will be there in war. You rightly pointed out the amount of losses which the suffered by the Allies in the Axis and the 71 war. In every war, look at Kargil. Why go so far? Look at Kargil. We had 543 who made the Supreme Secretary and the 11 odd injured. But we recaptured the Kargil heights.
Absolutely.
If you were to only look at losses, I think there will be no wars thereafter. We will not need anyway.
I think that message needs to go down to. I think that message also needs to go down to the civilian population in form of an education,
yes,
that there is a military perspective and things are looked from a different point of view. Now, Anil Chauhan also said that the Operation Sindoor was one of the first non-contact war that India fought. Let me play out that bite.
So, what did we see? Did we see elements of this or green shoots of this in Operation Sindoor? Yes, and to us, I would say that this was the kind of first non-contact warfare which we fought. We didn't see each other. We saw each other either at radars or at different ranges, except for what was happening on the line of control. And it was mix of kinetic and non-kinetic. When I say non-kinetic, that happened in the information domain, that happened in the cyber domain. And of course, there was a kinetic operation where destruction was being caused to each other. It was also non-linear in nature. So there's something happening on the line of control and something happening as far back as Noor Khan or Sargoda. So at huge distances from the border, simultaneously, non-linearity. It was networked, means at least the defensive part of it. You must have read about it, that we had networked our air defense architecture of the Air Force and the Army and the maritime air defense architecture, Trigun, Akash Tir and IACCS so that they could give one comprehensive kind of a picture. So you can provide a layered kind of a one.
So the question is, General Asthana, are we looking at contactless wars? And this statement has come in wake of what Ukraine has done deep inside Russian territory 24 hours ago. I mean to say, they have struck the Russian strategic bomber fleet. So is this a new reality when it comes to Indian military realism, sir?
See, in the warfare of today has matured from purely military to a warfare in which all elements of power, all elements of national power are used. And if you compare our operations Surgical strike was a single instrument of war, that was military was used, and so was Balakot. But the moment when we came on to this particular Op Sindoor, we started off with the non-kinetic war in a manner that the IWT was held in abeyance. So that's a non-kinetic action, which involves the economic war also.